So we just realised that this video looks very white.
Angels.
We didn't really coordinate our outfit. Anyway.
Angel, I think you need to move this way a bit.
Alright. Welcome back to a new video. Today we wanted to talk about the Philippines and how exactly you should travel it. Travel it. And how exactly you should travel the Philippines.
Hey, let's go. What we should do one day is try and do it live and just remember all the shots.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
But like really badly.
Yeah.
So when we actually decided that we wanted to visit the Philippines, I felt very like daunted by the idea, purely because when you Google how to visit Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, most places in Asia, there's things everywhere online and how you visit and do the route. Because it's kind of normally like in one block of land, or maybe there's a few islands off of it. The Philippines has over 7,000 islands. So when I first looked that up, I was like, okay, so how do you see them all?
I remember you sending me links and photos and stuff, and we were like, wow, this place looks incredible. The beaches, the scenery, we have to go. And then it was like, okay, but how do we actually plan it? Where do we go?
Yeah,
how do we get around?
Yeah. And I guess like how you pick which islands you want to visit, because you want to see like the best places, don't you? And obviously like you've only got a certain amount of time in that one place, so you want to make the most of it. You want to think, how quickly do I want to move around? How long do I need in each place? We've
just finished just over a full month of traveling the Philippines.
Yeah.
So in this video we're going to explain exactly the route we took, what we saw, how we booked it, how expensive things were, how cheap things were, where we stayed. We're going to give kind of like a full itinerary, I guess.
And we've had like probably, well, it is for me, the best month of travelling so far.
Yeah, it's probably been our favourite place.
Honestly, don't be put off by how many islands there are. Like, that should make you more excited, and it is easy to travel around, and we've learned that now. We actually hadn't planned this before arriving, had we? Because we booked one flight to Palawan, because we were told that's where it's a good place to start, and we didn't book a flight out, and then we got told at the airport before we got into the Philippines that you had to have an onward flight. Yes. We were stupid, we didn't research enough, and then at the airport we had to book a flight out. Oh, okay, 2 weeks, that might be enough, book a flight booked to Taiwan. It wasn't until we'd spent that 2 weeks there that we thought, okay, we need to come back, and we need to come back quick because there's so much more to see.
Definitely.
So then after 4 days in Taiwan, we came back for another few weeks.
So if you're flexible enough to spend an extended period of time in the Philippines, we would recommend a month. We're going to talk you through exactly what we did in that month. So we're basically going to start at the beginning and work our way through our routes. Now, we're not saying this is the perfect Philippines route by any means. There's still so many places we want to go. We're actually going back there very soon. But for a first trip, we can 100% recommend the route that we did because we absolutely loved it.
And we saw quite a few different places as well. I feel like we didn't spend too long anywhere. We moved around quick enough to get to know loads of places.
Yes.
And each place is very different. So we arrived in the Philippines around October and left in November. I don't know when the perfect time to go would be.
I think April, May, June is kind of sunny. From what someone told me on Instagram the other day. I think we went in rainy season, but honestly, it rains for like 1 hour a day. It clears so quickly, it's still hot.
And it means there's less people.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a huge positive actually. And it didn't hinder our experience at all. So maybe do a bit of research on what time of year to go, but from what we did, it was absolutely fine.
We started in Palawan, as we said. We had absolutely zero expectations, like we didn't know what to expect, we didn't know what the food was like, the people were like, how much things cost really. We knew it would be quite cheap, as most Asian countries are, but we really didn't know what to expect, did we? And we kind of went in very open-minded and really made our way around as we went.
Yeah. So just before entering the Philippines, we were in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
The best flight for us to fly into the Philippines was to go to Manila, which is probably the most popular airport that people fly into. We then had another flight from Manila to Puerto Princesa in Palawan, where we started our Philippines adventure. So we were in Palawan, really excited. We were looking around for things to do. The first thing on our list that we wanted to do there was swim with whale sharks. Now, you can swim with whale sharks in a place called Oslob in Cebu, which is another major city. But there they feed them, they entice them in. There's way more tourists. You're guaranteed to see them.
It's not like a natural experience because you know you're going to see one. There's no excitement. But us in Puerto Princesa, people we've told in other places around the Philippines, they were like, you saw a whale shark in Puerto Princesa, really?
Even Filipino people have been surprised.
Yeah.
Because you're not guaranteed to see one. Our trip went out with 2 boats. Our boat saw one.
Yeah.
The other boat was over there somewhere. They didn't even get to see one the whole day, so they were disappointed.
But I've spoken about this before. It was like the best moment I've ever had. Like seeing that, jumping into the water, opening your eyes, and there being this huge whale shark in front of you.
It was really cool.
Oh, it makes me, like, thinking about it now, it makes me so happy. So definitely try and get yourself on that tour if you can.
Yep. There's shopping in Puerto Princesa, which we didn't do much of. The only main activity we did there was the whale shark swimming. So we only stayed, I think it was 2 nights. Stayed in a hotel called Acacia Tree. It was probably £20–25 a night. Really nice breakfast. There was a pool there. Good place to stay just for us to go and do that trip.
There's definitely cheaper places as well though. So like, I feel like our Philippines experience really varied. We stayed in some places that were like £10 a night, some were like £30 a night, but you can kind of spend what you want. So after that we got a bus to somewhere called El Nido, and that's got to be a top place in the Philippines. Definitely go to El Nido.
100%.
It's just beautiful. We got a bus that was about 5 hours. We booked it. Where did we book that?
We booked it through a hotel.
Yeah, so basically every hotel you go to will be able to book you
to the next place.
The next place, to tours, for airport transfer, like loads of stuff. They're
really,
super helpful.
really easy.
So it was about a 5-hour journey and it cost £5 or £6 each, so really cheap.
That was an absolute bargain.
Yeah, really good, and quite a distance. We'll put in a map here from Puerto Princesa to El Nido and you can kind of see the distance we travelled. In El Nido we stayed somewhere amazing called Peak House Gardens, and again it was probably about £20 a night, amazingly friendly staff, and it was a really good location because the main bit in El Nido is like a little strip of loads and loads of restaurants. It's right next to the beach and we did different tours there.
Yeah, but it's all kind of small, so it's really nice. It doesn't feel like a huge touristy resort or touristy strip. It's kind of only, it probably takes about 15 minutes to walk from one end to the other.
Yeah.
And within that you've got loads of cool little bars and restaurants.
Like shops, souvenirs.
Yeah, and it wasn't that busy. The time we went, there wasn't that many tourists around. So we were kind of coming from Thailand and Vietnam. We were like, wow, this feels really kind of almost untouched. We get to some even more untouched places further in this video. But for us, El Nido was so cool.
We did some boat trips as well while we were there. So actually, we spent quite a long time in El Nido. I think it was maybe 5 or 6 days in the end.
It was.
We did stuff pretty much every day. So we did a zip line from one little island across a beach to the next, which was amazing.
Highly recommend that.
We did 2 different day tours. So there's A, B, C, D and Z. Z's like a party tour, which we didn't do. And then A, B, C and D take you on a boat in the daytime to different like beaches and lagoons. We
did tour A and C.
Yeah.
We can highly recommend both of these. Tour A was amazing. When someone asks me what's highlight of traveling so far, I always say Tour A in El Nido because I absolutely loved it. It's like the definition of paradise. There's like these lagoons, you can get a kayak, secret beaches that you have to climb through rocks to get to.
Swim through sometimes.
It was just such an adventure. So definitely recommend booking Tour A in El Nido, and if you have time, Tour C.
Was it about £15 for C and about £12 for A, I think. So again, a whole day on a boat, lunch included, it's well worth it.
Such a bargain. Also in El Nido, you have to go to an ice cream shop called Gusto. The girls in there are so friendly. We ended up staying there for like an hour one night, eating ice cream, the best ice cream in the world.
There's some really nice beaches you can go to for the days as well. So I'd say about 5 or 6 days is about right. I'd say that's a place where you'd spend a bit more time if you can.
Definitely. It wasn't that expensive. Food was maybe a little bit more expensive than some other places.
Just because it's a little bit more touristy, I guess.
Yeah.
So inflate the prices slightly.
But still, we could eat a meal with a drink for maybe £6 or £7.
Yeah.
And that was like with like a side dish and stuff. So you could probably eat for about £5 for 2 of you if you wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. The next plan was actually to go to somewhere called Coron, and we still haven't been
here. I'm still sad about this.
Me too. Like, we had a ferry booked, got there at 5 in the morning and it was cancelled due to weather. Loads of people have said to go there. We still want to go there, so I'd recommend putting it into your trip because it's only a ferry away from El Nido, but we can't tell you about what it's like because we haven't been.
Yeah,
but keep watching, we'll go.
Exactly, we will go next year, but from what we've seen, it looks amazing. It looks like an even quieter El Nido, similar kind of thing.
And actually, Port Barton, this is Puerto Princesa, this is El Nido, and Port Barton's in the middle. So if you can, I'd spend a night or 2 in Port Barton because you get the bus to El Nido, go back to Port Barton, and then fly out from Puerto Princesa again. And as it's on the way, like, it's a lovely like little town. It feels really local. There's some lovely beaches. We did a great day tour of that place as well. We went island hopping.
Super cheap accommodation because it's not really touristy at all.
Cheap, really cheap food. Do you remember that? Oh, really cheap food.
Yeah, we were eating for maybe £3 for the whole meal.
Yeah.
Our accommodation I think was £7 or £8 a night.
Yeah.
It was super cheap. There was no tourists about. Local people on local beaches.
Yeah,
it was a really good experience. We were almost glad that our plan was forced to change and we went there.
It was really nice. But then I wouldn't spend like a week there probably because there's other things you want to see within your month.
Yeah, so maybe 2 nights in Port Barton, that would be good. Mabuti, really good you a cafe, good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Took a van from Port Barton back to Porto Princesa, and it was like, again, like a $5 or something. And then we flew out of Porto Princesa and we went to, this was when actually our plan changed because we went to Taipei. So we're going to take that out of this itinerary.
We're going to skip forward 4 days for us.
And squidge the two ends of the Philippines together.
Yep.
So then now we're flying to Cebu.
Exactly.
Which you can do from Porto Princesa. So Cebu is much more of like a busy city, full of shopping malls. It's got some great food.
It was a really nice change for us after the paradise beaches of Palawan to flick back into like city life, experience some amazing, huge Filipino shopping malls because they know how to do shopping malls there.
Really cool.
We ate some great food. We went to a street food market. We did some really cool stuff in Cebu, including a highlight of the trip for both of us, which was canyoneering at Kawasan Falls.
That was amazing. And now you can either, we did, staying in Cebu because we were a bit short on time, we took a 3-hour journey to and a 3-hour journey from this place, and you can get picked up from there, or you can stay in Mobile if you have a bit more time. I think there's stuff like the sardine run, which is a really cool like experience underwater with all the fish, and there's a few more things to do there, I think. But again, we didn't go there. We actually found, time-wise, we only wanted to do the canyoneering at this point, and time-wise it made sense to have a bit of a longer day and get picked up from somewhere in Cebu City.
It was really easy to arrange as well. We booked it online. It was super easy. Prices in Cebu, slightly more expensive because it's more proper restaurants in shopping malls or restaurants on the street. You can still find street food and stuff. You can find cheaper places. The place we stayed was really cool. We actually did a homestay, so we stayed with a local Filipino family, and she only charged us £10 a night. We booked it on booking.com, so it wasn't hard to do, and if you're up for a really kind of cultural local experience, we would definitely recommend doing one of these homestays. The one we used was called May's Home Away from Home, and she picked us up from the airport.
So maybe 4 nights in Cebu, including a day doing the canyoneering.
Yep, sounds good.
I wonder if these days are going to add up to a month.
Oh, no one work it out, okay? Don't work it out. It's a rough guide, roughly a month.
Don't worry about it. So from Cebu, we then took a ferry to somewhere called Bohol, which was another highlight for us. We found it such an amazing place.
Yeah, really cool. It's so varied. Hire a motorbike, Gomez Motorcycle Rental. Go and get a bike off Alan, he's a great guy. He recognised us from the vlogs, it was hilarious.
So the ferry cost £8, or I think between £8 to £12 each way.
From Cebu.
And it's really easy, about 2 hours, book it online. We actually had problems going back because of the typhoon, so we actually almost missed a flight to the next place, but again, be flexible in the Philippines. Things can change, but that's another story. So the thing we loved about Bohol is that we stayed in a city called Tagbilaran City. Above the city, amazing forests, the chocolate hills you have to do, the Tarzia Sanctuary. We did this funny zip lining thing on a bike. It was over a big jungle.
It was the best motorbike, it was the best bike ride that we'd done travelling. It was about a 2-hour drive through these huge open roads, no traffic, wind in your hair, really, really cool experience.
And then the south of the city is somewhere called Panglao Island, which is beautiful beaches, like great snorkeling, nice restaurants, and it's just so varied. Like you can stay in the middle and experience both. Yeah. And I'd say like 4 or 5 days here for sure.
4 or 5 days, definitely.
If you want to go back and watch our vlogs from Bohol, you can see exactly what we did there, but I'd say definitely rent a motorbike because you can go on tours, you can hire a driver for the day, but then you're kind of restricted.
It's better to do it on your own. Honestly, we felt so free.
We could spend as long at each attraction as we wanted to.
Yeah, Tampa coffee.
Yes.
Best breakfast spot.
Really good.
So after Bohol, we had planned to go to Boracay. Now we were so excited about this and we nearly didn't get to go. Our ferry was cancelled from Bohol back to Cebu. We had a flight booked from Cebu to Boracay, but it was all fine. We went the next day.
Just fine though.
So yeah, so we got the 2-hour ferry back to Cebu. We got a taxi from Cebu to the airport and we made our flight. It was all good. Boracay has been closed for 6 months for restoration, rejuvenation of the beaches, clean up, this huge government project that's been ongoing.
It's beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning. We filmed a whole Boracay video here, which you can go and watch, see our first reaction of seeing the place. So a few tips what to expect in Boracay. You need to have a hotel booked before you arrive, because before they let you onto the island, they check where you're staying. It's
like an approved list of hotels that are complying to the government's new regulations.
Yes. Hotels are a little bit more expensive in Boracay because it is a touristy destination.
And I think since reopening, Nelly and Mike from Making It Happen, we met up with them when we were there. They said that the prices have gone up 30%.
Wow.
So that's food, tours, hotels, like it's more expensive there now for sure.
And you could feel it.
compared to UK prices, but it's more expensive than other Filipino places. We stayed somewhere called Club 10 Beach House, is it called?
Club 10 Beach Resort.
Yeah, really nice.
Really nice place. Served breakfast on your balcony every morning.
And it was a walk to the beach. Really nice.
2 seconds away from the beach. Recommend staying there. We did 5 days in total in Boracay. No, we didn't. 4 days?
4 days. We do longer though.
Definitely do longer
if you can.
It's just so nice. Best beach we've ever been on. The colour of the water, absolutely insane.
That's
100% recommend Boracay.
And then there's somewhere called Puka Beach or Puka Beach.
And that was a bit more quieter.
Yeah.
Because
little drive up.
The main white beach was very busy. Like this is a tourist destination, 100%. There's so much building work still going on. The main road behind the beach is still a complete building site. So within the next 6 months to a year, I reckon that's going to be full of brand new hotels, new resorts and stuff. This really is the touristy place of the Philippines. Still a really cool place, insane beach. Still recommend it.
I think we've come to the end.
And that brings us up to a full month for us in the Philippines.
I mean, I think there's a few places we still want to visit. Subscribe to our channel to see where we end up going next year, because we are visiting a few places for sure in the Philippines next year.
And if you're Filipino and watching this, please let us know where you want us to go. If you've got any recommendations of places we definitely have to see, we'd love you to comment below and let us know.
There's a little list on my phone, and every time you comment something of where to go, I write a little note.
And it's so long, so basically if a load of you comment the same place, that's going to catch our attention, and we're going to definitely want to go there. We're so excited to get back to the Philippines, get travelling and see more.
So if this video has helped you, please give it a big thumbs up. We hope we've kind of covered most of the things you need to know in terms of money, so it is cheap. The food's amazing, you're going to love it. Basically, it's easy to get around, and the people are very friendly and helpful. So if you're thinking, oh, how do I get from here to here, ask a local, they'll be more than happy to help. If you've got any questions off the back of what we said in this video, pop them below, we'll have a chat down there.
And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for daily travel videos.
Stop ending it high, you keep doing this.
And we, of course, as always, will see you
tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.